I almost ran out of time. That is so bad. I saw the timer going on, like, oh my god, turn it off. But anyway, back to what I was saying. If I don't remember if Maxwell already knew about Supergirl losing her powers after her fight with Red Tornado, or if Jimmy and Kara told him. But if he already knew, I don't remember, but if he already knew, how the hell did he find out so quickly about that? I'm just saying. And like, the fact that he's, and if Jimmy and Kara are the ones that told him, and the fact that he's so unfazed by that, kind of makes him seem even more heartless. It's like, dude, Supergirl lost her powers after a fight. You expect her to be there when she could now be killed? Just saying. And, the fact that, either way, they're so scared that she'll never get her powers back. I don't blame them on that, because I think Jimmy has experienced this with Superman, like I said, but Kara has never experienced this before, and Maxwell has never seen it before, so of course those two are kind of scared that those powers won't come back. Anyway, the earthquake causes damage at the DEO, causing a power outage, and because of the power outage, dear sweet Jem took that opportunity and escaped his cell. And while Hank and Alex seek out Allura, which is the Allura, for advice, they gather a team to go after Jem with psychic disruptor helmets, because Jem is psychic. Believing he can trust Alex, Hank pretty much asked her to stay behind, and Hank manages to meet up with Jem, only to find out that Jem has already taken out the security guards before Hank pretty much gets there. Jem has already taken out all the security guards and vanishes altogether. And when he returns, he pretty much tells Alex that Jem is using his psychic powers to pretty much control the security guards and all the other fellow guards, and plans to stop him with a neural inhibitor. I believe it's called a neural inhibitor. I could be totally wrong. But anyway, still trusting Alex, he wants Alex to remain at her post as well, but Alex, already being suspicious of Hank, decides to find out what Hank's been trying to do behind her back. And I really don't blame her on that. I would have done the same. But like, Hank has so much complete trust in her that he doesn't even realize that Alex is suspicious of him and pretty much disobeys and like follows the hell out of him. But anyway, on the streets, Maxwell attempts to save a woman's father in front of Kara and James. But because there's no like X-ray machine to find out like what's going on, he fails to help. And without her power, Kara can't use her X-ray vision, so Kara's unable to save the man as well. So she feels completely helpless. So like, not gonna lie to you, how on earth, I understand if some X-ray machines got crushed during an earthquake, but those cannot be the only X-ray machines out there in the world. I mean, I don't know. I understand her X-ray vision not working. I understand that because her powers aren't working, but that cannot be the only X-ray machine. I understand the whole, it might have got crushed by the earthquake or the power outage or something, but geez, for stuff like that, it's like, we're so dependent on electricity, like, on the electricity that, it makes me question, what if we had like a total blackout? Like, no electricity, no phones, no chargers to charge our phones, no tech or electricity whatsoever. Can we really survive? It's just, I don't know. I think we should like make, just by looking at this episode, I think we should make like one of those plans where a what if we literally had a power outage, a complete outage, no electricity, no tech, no nothing to deal with electricity or technology. We need like a backup plan for that. That's what they needed, just saying. And we need it too. I'm just saying. And Jimmy, he's ready to pretty much help Kara like overcome the loss of her powers, but while that's happening, Kara actually hears a robbery happening nearby, and she courageously enough shows up as Supergirl. even though she doesn't have her powers, she shows up in her Supergirl getup and pretty much talks the robber out of robbing the place. And while the criminal's pretty much turning the gun over, like giving it to Kara, James manages to snap a photo of the entire event. So nicely done, Jimmy. But anyway, back at the DO, Jem pretty much uses his powers on Alex's partner and kills him just as Alex is tackled into a room by Hank. And they find out that Jem is apparently he's planning to free the other prisoners. And Alex, pretty much still not trusting Hank, handcuffs Hank to a wall, revealing, I know you're connected to my father's death and all that stuff. And pretty much tells Jem to come to the control room. Alex, I understand she's very suspicious of Hank, but the fact that Hank is putting so much trust in her that he's trying to put her out of harm's way, she should at least comply to that, at least, because I know he's suspicious, especially with your father's killing or disappearance and killing, but he trusts you enough to protect you. I would hold up on that one at least. Like, let him protect your life, and then you can go all suspicious all you want. And she's thinking irrationally too. Like, she handcuffed Hank. I mean, this guy is a psychic. She's gonna need all the help she can get. And I know she's suspicious of him because of her dad, but she's going to need all the help she can get with this psychic villain who's planning to set all the other prisoners free. She needs all the help she can get, and she just handcuffed one of them to... It's just... You're not thinking straight, Alex. I know you're suspicious, but you need to think straight about that right there. Anyway, back at Catco, James pretty much shows Kara the picture he took of her, and the two pretty much share, like, this moment, which pretty much results in Kara thanking him for his encouragement and hugs him just as poor Wynn shows up with the information that will restore Kara's powers. And, when Wynn sees the hug, naturally he's jealous because, Wynn has feelings for Kara. And because seeing the hug, Wynn is, like, all bitter and stuff and pretty much tells Kara, James has a girlfriend, Lucy Lane. And when your powers come back, you won't be able to have a normal relationship, so you should just give up on James, pretty much. He's pretty much telling her to give up on James, because when your powers come back, you won't have a normal relationship. And James has a girlfriend named Lucy Lane. And, basically, also, what Wynn found out about restoring, Kara's powers, basically he says Kara's powers will come back with an adrenaline rush, right? And that's kind of like, really? Just an adrenaline rush? That's the only thing that'll do it? I would thought it would be something more cooler than that, than an adrenaline rush, but I've seen adrenaline rush save some people in, like, comic books and movies. Like, for instance, Kick-Ass 2. If you guys seen Kick-Ass 2, if you haven't, spoiler alert, but you know how all the heroes, Kick-Ass, Hit Girl, and the rest of the heroes storm into the bad guy's lair, and Hit Girl's fighting against Mother Russia, and it seems like she's gonna die and everything because she's in, like, a total headlock. Mother Russia has her in a headlock, and she pulls out a needle, and it looks like Hit Girl is going to hit Mother Russia and inject her with the needle, and Mother Russia sees this, grabs the needle, and pretty much injects Hit Girl with it. But we find out that she pretended to try to hit Mother Russia with the needle so she could trick Mother Russia into thinking that the needle has some sort of poison or something. And so Mother Russia injects her. But in all honesty, in the needle was an adrenaline rush. And because of that adrenaline rush, she was able to kill Mother Russia. So it is possible with the whole adrenaline rush. I just think it's very typical and very bland way of restoring Supergirl's powers. I'm just saying. But anyway, back to the rest of this. There's, like, reports of a gas explosion that hits a building, and the three attempt to help people trapped on the floor above them. And James is all climbing a ladder to open the doors to rescue everyone, but he ends up losing his grip on the ladder and begins to fall down the elevator shaft. And this is, like, an interesting thing. This interesting turnout is when this obviously will cause an adrenaline rush, but also at the same time, like, Kara, it just shows the extent of Kara's feelings for James, because the moment he's falling down the elevator shaft, Kara's fear for his safety and the fact, she has feelings for him, pretty much reactivates her powers, and she saves James from falling down the elevator shaft. And then she faces off to save the city. Like Wynn says, adrenaline rush, right? I'm guessing the fact that the fear of losing James can give you an adrenaline rush because you see him falling down the elevator shaft in front of you. But, like I said a few seconds ago, it pretty much shows how much feelings she has for James. The fear of losing him reactivated her powers. I'm just saying. That just shows how much she really cares about him and her feelings. And I'm not going to go into the whole lovey-dovey shit, because I know a lot of you don't go into that crap. But, how much do I... Okay, I don't have much. Okay. Anyway, Jem pretty much comes out to look for Alex. You know how Alex pretty much told Jem, meet me here, and all that stuff. I believe that's what happened. But anyway, like, she's ready with a gun and attacks him. However, he gains, like, the upper hand and prepares to finish her off. And then all of a sudden, in comes Hank. If you guys remember, Hank was handcuffed in the other room, and all of a sudden he comes out of nowhere and attacks Jem. And with that whole thing, Jem is apprehended by Hank, and then pretty much Hank turns on all the lights and tells Alex that he's truly not the enemy. But Alex is like, I want answers. I know that you're involved with the disappearance and death of my father. I want to know why. And he pretty much tells her, I'm not really Hank Henshaw. This is what surprised me the most, is the fact that Hank Henshaw not only managed to escape those cuffs, I kind of saw that happening because, I thought he was a legitimate human, and he obviously has skills. I mean, they're part it's kind of like a mini military group if you think about it. So him being in handcuffs, I had a feeling he'd break out of those somehow. But the fact that he wasn't really Hank Henshaw, it's just the face, kind of was like, oh, the fact that he said he wasn't Hank Henshaw made me think. But a lot of people remember Hank Henshaw's face, and it's obviously that's the face. Because no one questioned Hank Henshaw because the face. So obviously, in my mind, I'm like, okay, he's wearing... His physical appearance is Hank Henshaw. That's why no one questioned it. But he says he's not Hank Henshaw. So I was like, shapeshifter? Are you serious right now? So, I was really excited when I found out about the whole he's not Hank Henshaw. He looks like Hank Henshaw, but he's not Hank Henshaw. Because it gave me the possibility of a shapeshifter, Hank Henshaw being a shapeshifter, and you guys know where this is going. There are not many shapeshifters in the DC universe, from my knowledge anyway, there are not many. So the fact that it's Hank Henshaw's physical appearance, but it's not Hank Henshaw, made it so obvious this person is a shapeshifter, and from my knowledge there are not many shapeshifters. I was very, very excited to find out who this person is, and I had a slight idea on who. And I'm running out of time right now, so I will do the whole grand thing of what I was thinking, who Hank Henshaw was when I found out that Hank Henshaw was not Hank Henshaw. But anyway, I'll see you in the next video, which is probably going to be my part 3. Which is like, I really didn't want to have 3 videos, but I guess I have no choice. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you. Mwah. Bye, boo.